Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a full face of throwback makeup, or a throwback Thursday video. Definitely inspired from that girl J.CAT in her Throwback Thursday series, where she takes one palette from like back in the day and does a tutorial with it. But I wanted to kind of do a spin on it and do like a full face of old favorites, or a full face of throwback makeup. And yeah, this is the look that I came up with. So if you guys want to see what makeup I use, what products I did to get this makeup, and if my thoughts are still the same on some of these products, because my thoughts have definitely changed on some. So if you're curious to know which ones, then just go ahead and keep on watching. So I'm going to first start in by going in with that primer again. This is the Prime and Protect Mattifying Primer from Kane & Austin. First, taking it down my T-zone. You can kind of see it just smooths it out. And it has kind of like a powdery matte finish. It's very soft. It's not a bad primer by any means, but it's nothing like so amazing, so awesome. It's just kind of like, it's okay, you know what I mean? Especially for the price, I definitely would not repurchase. I just feel like I'm not like so obsessed with it for me to justify the price, because it is definitely more on the pricier side. So yeah, now I'm gonna go in and just kind of work on these little pimples real quick. So I'm going to take the L'Oreal Infallible Total Coverage Cream Color Concealers. I'm going to go in with that green shade and pop that over where I have like redness. Beautiful. I'm even going to take a little bit of this like peachier shade as well, and just take some underneath my eyes. I don't know why, I just got in the mood to do that, so let's do that. Alright, and then I'm gonna go in with my MAC Studio Finish Concealer. This one is in the shade NW30. Just kind of dot it over top of the green concealer. You don't really want to move it around too much, just kind of tap it right on top, because you don't want to take away the green concealer. Just kind of want to cover it and then just tap out like the edges. And then what I like to do is just take a little bit of the translucent powder, or any of the powder that you're going to be using, and just place this a little teensy bit. Like, I'll just take whatever's in the cap, and this is the LA Girl Pro powder we're going to be using later on. This one's actually in the shade yellow, so I'm literally taking what's on the cap and just gently putting this over that, just to set it a little bit, not like fully set it, but just kind of, you know, make sure that it doesn't really go anywhere, you know? Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and do the foundation, and I'm going to go in with the Sonia Kashuk Soft Focus Satin Matte Foundation in the shade 05 Bamboo. Like, I think I've gone through like multiple bottles of this. I used to be obsessed with this foundation, and I have not used it in so long. I don't know, using this now, I'm not like super obsessed with it. I feel like there's other foundations that have better coverage that I like more. Maybe if my skin was in a little bit like of a better condition, I would feel differently, but I just feel like it's not really giving me much, you know? Interesting. But I remember loving this foundation so much. And it's definitely matte. It's definitely like sets itself. There's no tackiness to it at all. I still always set my foundation just because that's just who I am. So I'm still gonna set it, but if you aren't one to really set your foundations, this one doesn't need to be set. Definitely dries down matte on its own. Now I'm going to go in with the Ulta Full Coverage Liquid Concealer in the shade Tan Warm. And again, this is like a mattifying product as well, like a more matte formula. Or I don't know if it's just, I don't remember it being this matte. I think this just might be like old and like drying out, because I am getting to the end of it. I think that's why I stopped using it, as I was getting towards the end and I found like other concealers. Because I don't remember it being like, this is like a very soft matte how it is now, but I don't remember it being as like this, you know what I mean? But could be mistaken. Honestly, I'm really not obsessed with the way that this base is going, but we're going to keep trekking on. Now I'm going to take the Model's Own foundation stick in the shade 45, and I'm going to cream contour with this. Now I'm going to set my under eye concealer using this LA Girl High Definition Setting Powder in Banana Yellow. And this again was a favorite of mine. I've gone through like 3 tins of this. And it's just such a nice like pale yellow. It's not like super yellow. I think that's what I really liked about it. And it's super smoothing. And I really like it. I kind of got into like the collab Set the Stage powder and the number 7 powder, and I feel like I kind of stepped away from this one, but I remember being like obsessed with this. It's just so nice and soft and finely milled. I love it. And then I'm just going to quickly just dust it away because I don't like to bake too much. I've had some issues baking recently. I think my skin has gotten a lot drier, so I don't like to bake too long. Then I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix powder foundation in NC42. I've been recently using the Maybelline Superstay one. That's like a good kind of like drugstore kind of dupe of this powder foundation, but this has been like my all-time favorite powder foundation forever, and I just always end up coming back to it. So now I'm gonna go in with this Ulta Beauty contour kit, and I remember when I got this I was obsessed with it. I was using it non-stop, like here for it so much. So I'm gonna use this today for my bronzer and contour. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Bombshell bronzer to like bronze my face, and then this deeper one called Golden Bronzer, this one up here, to like contour. I think I'm gonna take this ColourPop F18, which is like a huge fluffy brush, and I'm gonna take the Bombshell bronzer. Looks like it's a little more like red and like light. And now I'm gonna take that Golden Bronzer, the deeper one up here, and use this to contour. And I feel like I definitely need some hydration going on my face real quick. I'll just use this Fix Plus spray. This is the coconut one. I just feel like I'm looking super dry and super matte. So I'm going to leave the face here, and then we'll go on to the eyes and then come back and finish it off in a little bit. We'll go ahead and go in with the brows, and I'm going to use this Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer in the shade 315 Deep Brown. Honestly, wow, I'm not mad at these brows. Okay, wait a minute. Why did I stop using this? This is so good. Like, okay, wait a minute. I'm kind of here for it. I feel like this is a good brow pencil for if you haven't had your like brows done in a while and they're a little bit like bushier than normal. Like mine have not been done in a while and they're a little bit like on the bushier side, and I feel like this is just really easy and nice to like get it all in there. So I'm going to set this with my Catrice brow filler. This is the Perfecting and Shaping Gel. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of here for my brows today. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm just gonna shape the under part of the brow, just kind of clean it up just a little bit. I feel like the shape is kind of pretty good, but I just kind of want to perfect it just a little bit more. Alright, I'm here for these brows today. Like, I'm very much into it, especially this one, which is usually like my bad brow, so I'm like kind of shook that it worked so well with this one, because the shape on this one is just all kinds of crazy. So okay, I need to use that one a little bit more. So now we're gonna go in to priming our eyes, and I pulled out my Maybelline Master Prime Long Lasting Eyeshadow Base in Prime and Matte, and I'm gonna be using that for my lids. I remember, oh, it's like, is this dried out? Maybe I'm not. Oh no, there we go. Again, I think this was another Casey Holmes Made Me Buy It product. That girl, there's so many things. I think I'm gonna do like a full face of makeup YouTubers made me buy, because there are so many products. I think between Jasmine, Aaliyah, and so Jasmine, which is Juicy Jazz, Aaliyah, which is Aaliyah's face, and Nicole Gurriero, and then also Casey Holmes. Between those four, like there's so many oh, and Shay, that girl Shay XO. Between them, like those are pretty much the main ones that kind of influence my purchasing sometimes. Babs Beauty recently, a couple of hers have been, but she typically does like more higher end, like almost luxury products. So I'm like, I love watching her videos, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna try that out, but you know, it's nice to watch, you know what I mean? So yeah, I want to do a full face of products that YouTubers made me buy, and then a full face of YouTube collab makeup. So just different makeup that different YouTubers collaborated on or created with brands. I think that would be really cool. So anyways, I'm gonna go into eyeshadow, and I have these two shadow palettes here. I don't know which one I want to use. They're both by J.CAT Beauty, and they're their Extreme Access Pocket Shadow palettes. This one's Walk of Stardom, and then this one is Red Carpet Premiere. Alright, I think I'm actually going to go in with Red Carpet Premiere because it doesn't look like I've used this one as much as the other one. So let's just play around with this one. This one is a more like red. Have I played with this at all? Is this even open? Oh yeah. This one is a more red and kind of has some purples in there, which is that colors. This color is really pretty. I'm gonna start off, and none of these have a name, so I'll kind of just tell you what I'm using. So I'm gonna start off with this middle shade at the very bottom and go into my crease with that shade. These are very, very pigmented. Then I think I kind of want to do a halo eye with that purple shade in the middle, because that purple shade looks so pretty. So I'm actually going to take the shade right next to that one, like the more maroon one. I'm going to pat this on the outer and inner corners. That's a gorgeous shade. And I don't know, I think that J.CAT Beauty, I don't even really know where to purchase it in person anymore. There used to be this store called Face Values at like in a shopping center kind of near me, but I went to go check it out because it had like a bunch of different brands and stuff there, and they sold J.CAT Beauty there. But I went a couple weeks ago and it was gone, and I was like, what? So now I think the only place that I know to get it is, like, I know they sell some things online at Ulta.com, but I don't think they sell like a lot of their products, so you might just have to get it online from like the J.CAT Beauty website. But I was so shook. I was like, why is it gone? And then I think I kind of want to dip into this other palette, the Walk of Stardom palette. So I want to go into that top middle shade and just take a little teensy bit and just really deepen up that outer and inner corner. Because we don't have any, I don't even know if this is, I'm just going to mix in a little bit of that dark brown next to it also. Okay, so you see how this one just has a little bit more depth than this one, so we're just mixing those two together. And then I'm going to go back into that small brush. This one is the Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush. This is a really good brush. If you have small eyes or hooded eyes, it's a really nice like blending brush. A really nice, like, precise blending brush. Just gonna take a little bit of concealer. This is the NYX HD concealer, and I wanted to use it, but I just don't have the right shades. I have this one, which is fair, which is way too light, and then I have the shade tan, which is way too deep for me right now. So I went ahead and used the Ulta one, but I wanted to use this because this was like one of my favorite drugstore concealers. I don't use that often, but I'm just going to use the fair shade to cut my crease. And as you can see, it's very pale. I don't know why I purchased this. Like, I'm seriously like, who did you think you were? Like, I really don't understand. Because even in my palest, like, this would never work for me. Okay, I'm gonna go back into that red carpet premiere and take that gorgeous like lilac shade and place that right where we have concealer. Like a very subtle, I don't know, is this the wrong brush to use? I don't know. Okay, this looks like it's picking up a little bit more pigment. I still feel like it's just a very, like, not subtle, but just like, I don't know. Should I spray it? see if that does anything. Alright, I'm actually going to take that shade and spray it with a little bit of Fix Plus. Okay, it did amplify it a little bit. Did kind of give it a little bit of an oomph. Okay, now we're gonna go back in to the JH40 brush, take a little bit of that like purpley shade from the Red Carpet Premiere. Just kind of concentrate a little bit of shadow like right where it, like right above the cut crease. I'm taking that middle shade on the bottom row, kind of defining it. Okay, yeah, that definitely helps. So do that. And then I'm going to take the Morphe 506, kind of very similar to the Jaclyn Hill M40 brush, and just blend out. Make sure there's no like harsh edge of that line that we just placed there. Alright, so now I'm going to go off camera really quickly and just apply my falsies, and I'm going to be using my Ardell Studio Effects Demi Wispies. These are like one of my favorite drugstore falsies that I haven't used in a while, so I figured I would pop them out. This is a new pair. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply these really quickly, and then we'll come back, finish off the eyes and the face, and then we'll be done. Alright, so I am back, and these are the lashes on, and let's go ahead and move into finishing up the rest of the eyes. So I am going to go into this LA Girl Shockwave Neon Liner in the shade Fiery. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with that bottom middle shade from the Red Carpet Premiere palette and use this to smoke out that bottom lash line. I'm going to do a little bit of lower lash line mascara and call it a day. So I think that these eyes are bomb. I'm so here for it. I'm not really feeling the base. I just feel like that foundation looks a little bit heavy, it looks a little bit dry, and it's just not really doing it for me. I don't know, maybe if I use more of a hydrating primer underneath, I feel like maybe it's just way too many matte products, and it's the winter time here, so it's like my skin needs more hydration during this time. So I think I just kind of chose the wrong products, but I wasn't really thinking of the finish. I was just thinking like, oh, let me get a concealer, a foundation, and you know, what else, a primer. And I wasn't thinking that they were all mattifying, but we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna take this Tarte Blush Bazaar palette. This was, I believe it was a holiday release, and it was limited edition, but I was obsessed with the Amazon Clay blushes, and I was just so amazed that they had a bunch and a highlighter here, like in a palette, and I think it was like $40 or $50. We got so many, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this palette so much. I haven't used it in a while, but I'm gonna go onto this side because I typically use the other side, but I think I'm gonna use maybe this blush right here. I feel like that will go, and this one is in the shade Authentic. I think some of them are like blushes that you can get full size. I don't know if they all are. I will definitely put a little annotation and let you guys know. But if they are, this blush, I just really like this formula. They're really nice, and I just thought that this was such a good deal. So if they have anything like that, I don't know if they still do. And then for highlighter, I'm gonna go into, again, this was another limited edition product, but I haven't used it in so long, and I just love her, and I love this palette, and I just had to, you know, support Nicole Gurriero and her Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter palette. Again, this was limited edition, so I'm sorry you can't really get your hands on it anymore, but I saw it and I was like, I have to. But I do think, I'm pretty sure it was one of the brands from the Shop Hush app. I think it was Bad Habit, they have like a dupe of this. So if you don't have this and you want to get your hands on it, I think it was from the yeah, I'm pretty sure it was from the brand Bad Habit. I think that this is a good like alternative for people that didn't get it at the time. I mean, there are definitely some differences, but it kind of has the gist. So this is the Nicole Gurriero one on top, and this is the Bad Habit one at the bottom. So they're kind of similar, kind of getting the same vibe. But you can just see that the Anastasia ones just look more creamy and pigmented just from looking at them. So I'm going to use this one, but again, that one's available if you don't have this, because you can't get this one anymore. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade Forever Young. Nicole needs to come out with more collaborations. I just love her and just everything that she does, and I just feel like she needs to do more. Not do more like she doesn't do anything, but just do more like collaborations and stuff. I feel like I'm gonna take my Fix Plus and just spray my face because again I'm feeling super dry. And then last but not least, we're going to finish off with the lips. And I'm going to start off by taking this Rimmel liner in Cappucino. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the Rimmel lipstick in the shade Nude Delight. This has been like my all-time favorite drugstore nude lip. I don't know if it still is. I feel like there's been like a lot of more lip products that have come out, but back in the day this was like my favorite, like my ultimate favorite peachy nude lip. And again, this one is in the shade Nude Delight, and just look how much I don't think I've ever used like a regular lipstick this much. Like I don't think I've ever gotten down to this part. Like it's crazy. And I like to use like a deeper lip liner just because this is very similar to my skin tone. So I like to use a deeper liner just to give a little bit of definition to my lips. And then to top it all off, I'm going to finish it off with the Maybelline Elixir Gloss in Nude Illusion. Okay. Alright. This is such a pretty nude lip. I'm here for it. All the way here for it on all types of levels. Honestly, I feel like if the foundation was bomb, like this whole look would be popping. But I feel like I'm just like, the foundation really ruined this look. I don't know. Ugh. Sonia Kashuk. Why? Why aren't you as good as I remember? So yeah, this is the final look using a bunch of throwback products. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you do, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what other videos you guys want to see. Like I said, I do want to do other kind of variations of this type of video. So I definitely want to do a shop my stash video, full face of products that YouTubers made me buy or purchase because of other YouTubers, and then a full face of like YouTuber collabs. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of ideas up in this little head of mine that should be coming to you very soon. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Again, thank you guys so much for spending your time here with me on my channel. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.